When someone pulls back again, even if you've been through it before, your nervous system doesn't experience it as neutral or logical. It experiences it as threat. Not because you are weak, not because you are overly emotional, but because attachment lives in the body, not in rational explanations. The moment their energy shifts, responses slow, warmth cools, or presence fades, your system starts scanning for danger. Your thoughts speed up, your chest tightens, your stomach drops, and suddenly you're replaying conversations, checking messages, wondering what changed, and trying to stabilize something that feels like it's slipping away. This reaction is not a flaw. It's a learned survival response. Your nervous system is responding to uncertainty, not to reality. And uncertainty is one of the most activating states for the human body. When someone is inconsistent, your system never fully settles. It stays alert, waiting for the next shift. That's why even small pullbacks can feel overwhelming. Your body remembers the pattern, even if your mind tells you to stay calm. Calming your nervous system in these moments does not mean forcing yourself to stop caring or pretending you're unaffected. It means recognizing that what you are feeling is physiological before it is emotional. Your body is trying to protect you from perceived abandonment. And the fastest way to calm it is not through analysis, but through safety signals. The first thing to understand is that you don't need to figure anything out in the moment they pull back. You don't need to decide what it means, what to say, or what to do next. Your only job in that moment is regulation. When you try to solve the relationship while dysregulated, your mind will always move toward fear. Instead, bring your attention back to your body. Notice your breath. Notice where you feel tension. Place a hand on your chest or stomach and slow your breathing intentionally. Longer exhales tell your nervous system that the threat has passed, even if emotionally it doesn't feel that way yet. This isn't about convincing yourself everything is fine. It's about giving your body enough safety to come out of fight or flight so you can think clearly again. Another important shift is separating their behavior from your sense of self. When they pull back, your system may interpret it as rejection or loss of value. That interpretation amplifies the stress response. Instead, gently remind yourself that their pulling back is a pattern, not a verdict. Patterns belong to the person who repeats them. You are not responsible for regulating someone else's comfort with closeness, and you do not need to chase connection to earn safety. In fact, chasing often increases dysregulation because it reinforces the idea that your peace depends on their response. Calming your nervous system means grounding yourself in what is actually happening right now, not what you fear might happen next. Right now, you are safe. Right now, nothing has been decided. Right now, you are allowed to pause. One of the most powerful things you can do when they pull back is to stop monitoring them. Checking, rereading, waiting, and anticipating keeps your nervous system activated. Even if you don't act on the urge, the monitoring itself maintains the stress. Give yourself permission to step away from the stimulus. Put the phone down. Redirect your attention to something physical, like walking, stretching, or feeling your feet on the ground. These actions anchor you back into the present moment and remind your body that you are here, you are supported, and you are not alone with your fear. Over time, calming your nervous system also requires reframing what pulling back means. For many people, distance feels intolerable because it triggers old attachment wounds where closeness was unpredictable or conditional. If you grew up having to earn attention or adjust yourself to maintain connection, pullbacks can feel like a return to that instability. but you are no longer powerless. You have agency now. You can choose not to abandon yourself when someone else becomes unavailable. You can choose to meet your own needs for reassurance, steadiness, and care, instead of outsourcing them. This doesn't mean you won't feel activated. It means you won't let the activation control your behavior. With practice, your system learns that you can survive uncertainty without collapsing into panic or self-blame. And that learning changes everything. As your nervous system begins to settle, another layer often reveals itself, one that's harder to see in the moment, but deeply important to understand. When someone pulls back repeatedly, your body doesn't just react to the present situation. It reacts to memory. It reacts to earlier moments in your life when connection felt uncertain, when closeness could disappear without warning, when safety depended on staying alert. That's why the pullback feels so big. It isn't only about them. It's about what their distance awakens inside you. Your system learned long ago that attention could be inconsistent and that stability was something you had to work for. So when they withdraw, your body moves into problem-solving mode. It tries to restore balance by thinking harder, doing more, staying vigilant. But no amount of monitoring will create safety. Safety comes from consistency, and consistency cannot be forced. This is why calming your nervous system requires you to interrupt the instinct to fix the connection and instead focus on stabilizing yourself. When you pause, breathe, and slow your responses, you are not being passive. You are choosing regulation over reactivity. And that choice sends a powerful message to your body. I am here with you. You are not alone. We don't need to panic to survive this moment. Over time, this practice changes how your system interprets distance. Distance stops feeling like danger and starts feeling like information. Information that helps you decide instead of react. Another important part of calming your nervous system is releasing the belief that closeness must be constant to be real. Healthy connection allows space without threat. But when you've been conditioned to equate distance with loss, any pullback can feel like the beginning of the end. Reminding yourself that uncertainty is uncomfortable, but not catastrophic, helps your system recalibrate. You are allowed to take breaks from thinking about what they're doing. You are allowed to return to your own life, your own rhythm, your own needs. In fact, this is how regulation strengthens. Each time you redirect your focus away from their behavior and back toward your own body and environment, you weaken the association between their distance and your distress. You teach your nervous system that safety does not disappear when someone becomes unavailable. And once your system no longer treats pullbacks as emergencies, you regain choice. You can respond thoughtfully instead of urgently. You can notice patterns without becoming consumed by them. You can decide whether this dynamic works for you, instead of staying stuck in the cycle of waiting, hoping, and calming yourself only long enough to tolerate more of the same. Regulation is not about numbing your feelings. It's about creating enough internal steadiness that your feelings no longer overwhelm you. When your system is calm, clarity follows. And clarity is what allows you to move forward in a way that honors both your emotional needs and your well-being. Welcome to Attachment Alchemy Lab. You're safe here.